Have you ever thought about why a narcissist seems to be so intent on hurting you? You might have been sucked into their web of charm, only to feel rejected, put down, or even hated for no reason. There is a lot going on between you and a narcissist that is really upsetting. At first, something that seems like a love affair could quickly turn into a battleground where every move is watched closely and every flaw is emphasized. You might wonder, why does the narcissist dislike me? What went wrong? Today, we're going to solve this puzzle and talk about the 4 real reasons a narcissist might hate you so much. This video is for people who have ever been confused by a narcissist's behavior or who have been through the emotional ups and downs that come with being around one. But wait until the end, because what you're about to learn about narcissism may be more sneaky than you thought. Knowing these reasons will help you regain control of your mental health. We're going to talk about this subject if you want to learn more about the narcissist's mind and the secret forces that make them hate others. Make sure you like, share, and follow before we start so you don't miss out on more in-depth talks like this one. You're not going through this trip by yourself. Let's look at these truths together and give you the tools you need to regain your emotional freedom. Power dynamics and trickery are common in the relationship between a narcissist and their target. It may be hard to understand, but narcissists usually hate the people they used to love or admire very much. But why? What makes people act in such an illogical and often mean way? First, let's look at the first reason. First place, narcissists hate you because you make them feel less important than they are. People who are narcissists create a world in which they think they are better than everyone else. Their view of the world is shaped by a weak sense of self-worth that rests on other people approving and validating them. Their self-esteem falls apart if they don't get regular positive feedback from others. This means that their whole sense of who they are depends on the approval of people they think are important or deserving of their attention. They are the center of this world, and everyone else is on the edges, either to look up to or serve them. But when you question their inflated sense of superiority, whether on purpose or by accident, it can feel like you are attacking their very existence. It's possible to see even small things like standing up for yourself, setting healthy limits, or choosing not to meet their needs as acts of rebellion. Saying something you don't agree with, making a choice that doesn't fit with what they want, or refusing to satisfy their need for constant attention can be enough. This doesn't seem like a small issue or argument to the narcissist. It's like a huge blow to their ego. It's not just a different point of view. It's a threat to their carefully built fantasy of being perfect and powerful. The narcissist can't stand it when someone shatters the story that they are the best, most important, or most worth of praise. This is where anger begins to grow, and over time, hate takes hold. Something that you might see as a simple disagreement, a sensible stance, or a normal way to protect your own safety, is seen by the narcissist as an attack on them personally. They think you're keeping them from being at the top, where they belong. It's very important to narcissists that other people think they are the smartest, most successful, or most skilled person in the room. Any challenge to this view of themselves is terrible, because it shakes the core of their identity. This is why they can get so angry over small arguments or times when their authority is called into question. The fact that someone exists who doesn't fit with their story breaks their illusion, and this disruption feels like an existential danger. Nasty people can't stand the thought that someone might not think they are amazing. They need to feel like they are always the one who stands out, leads, and does great things. Making them feel like you don't see them this way makes them feel very unsafe. At this point, they start to hate each other. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It has to do with their inability to deal with the world that doesn't always tell them how great they are. They feel very uncomfortable when they realize that not everyone worships them, and you are just making that pain worse. This pain turns into anger very quickly. When a narcissist feels threatened, they often act out in order to take back control of the situation and feel better about themselves. This could come in the form of comments that put you down, comments that make fun of your thoughts or actions, or even attempts to destroy your self-esteem. By making you feel bad, they're trying to get back up. It's not that they hate you. It's just that you exist, which goes against their deeply held belief that they are perfect. In the end, it comes down to their need to stay in charge of and dominant over their surroundings. They need to keep being the most loved and important person, and they won't put up with anyone who tries to take that away from them. When you don't believe this story, the narcissist sees it as a direct attack on their character and gets angry at you. Their hatred is just a sign that they can't handle a world that doesn't follow their every whim and wish. So to avoid the pain of being open and vulnerable, they act out, trying to remind you and themselves that they are in charge, no matter what. 2. Narcissists hate you because you show them things they can't change. Narcissists need to be in charge all the time. Their whole way of thinking is based on staying in charge of their surroundings and the people who live there. They think of other people as things that can either boost their egos or show how wonderful they think they are. Narcissists don't usually see other people as separate people with their own identities. Instead, they see them as mirrors that show the narcissist the picture they want to see. This helps them keep up their carefully crafted self-image, which is based on a facade of being better than everyone else and unbreakable. When this kind of person comes along, the narcissist may feel validated, as if the image they see proves how great they are. Things change completely, though, when you start to show emotional power, assertiveness, or independence as a person. You stop being a mirror that a narcissist can control when you set clear limits, talk about your own feelings and thoughts, or show that you are hard to control. You start to show them the uncomfortable facts they are not ready to face, instead of the version of themselves they want to see. They are trying very hard to hide their flaws, fears, and weaknesses, but you hold up a mirror to them and show them. This becomes a big threat to their weak sense of self and the public image they show the world. Narcissists have spent a lot of time creating a world in which they are always in charge, right, and the center of attention. Your honesty, your ability to think for yourself, and your refusal to let them control you directly question this carefully constructed worldview. You are no longer an extension of their ego, or someone whose needs and wants are the same as theirs. You are an independent person with your own thoughts, feelings, and limits, which makes it hard for the narcissist to rule you. This sense of independence in others makes the narcissist very uncomfortable because it hurts their carefully crafted image and makes them feel less important. This conflict makes the narcissist feel bad about themselves. They feel like they need to get rid of or neutralize the very thing that makes you special and real. Your freedom to express yourself fully without being controlled. Being vulnerable when faced with facts they don't want to face is too much for the narcissist to handle. In their eyes, being weak means being vulnerable, which they must avoid at all costs. People are forced to face parts of themselves that they don't want to or can't face when you are honest with them. They are very uncomfortable with this fight because it makes them feel open and weak. The narcissist doesn't care about you. They care about what you stand for. You are the mirror that shows them everything they don't want to see about themselves. They don't see you as a person with rights, needs, and wants. They see you as a threat to the perfect picture they've worked so hard to make. Your freedom, strength, and honesty make them remember how weak they are, which is something they try to avoid at all costs. And because they can't stand seeing you so open, they take their anger out on you. Because you make them face the uncomfortable truths they'd rather avoid. They think you are broken or under control. You represent everything they are afraid of, a mirror that shows their insecurities, weaknesses, and deepest fears instead of the image of greatness and invulnerability they want to see. So the narcissist doesn't really hate you as a person. They hate how powerful you are just by being yourself. They don't want to hear that they can't control everything, especially you. Your honesty becomes a threat to their act, which makes them look down on you, get angry, and eventually want to shut you up or tear you down. This hate isn't caused by what you do. It's because of who you are and what you stand for in their fragile world. Third, they hate you because you make them feel bad about themselves. The narcissist gets all of their self-worth from wanting to feel better than other people. This need is more than just a want. It's an important part of who they are. They can't stand the thought of being seen as less important than other people, because it goes against the perfect image of greatness they've made for themselves. People have a deep-seated need to be better than others, and any hint that they might be less than can feel like an attack on their person. They see the world as a hierarchy, and they think they should be at the top. Because of this, when someone else shows traits that go against this order, like success, confidence, or competence, it directly threatens their fragile sense of self. Being seen as the best, most skilled, and most important is at the heart of who they are. People are more likely to show their weaknesses and fears when they see how successful, confident, or capable you are. These are things about themselves that they can't see or accept. Narcissists are deeply afraid of being found out as weak, unworthy, or inferior. This fear, which they don't want to face, makes them angry when someone like you shows traits they can't easily copy or beat. When your weaknesses are things they can't copy or get around, it makes them face the deep-seated feelings of not being good enough that they work so hard to hide. This makes them feel very bad about themselves, which doesn't make them think about themselves or grow. Instead, it makes them angry. They can't stand the thought of not being the center of attention, or of someone else shining brighter than them. Instead of admitting their own flaws or faults, the narcissist will put their feelings of not being good enough onto you. This is where their hate starts to show. To keep their fragile egos and sense of being better than others, they may try to put you down, downplay your wins, or say that what you've done isn't real. Their confidence or accomplishments may make them feel threatened, so they may do anything to stop you from succeeding, whether it's obvious or not. Narcissists hate you irrationally because they can't live up to the perfect picture of greatness they try so hard to show the world. It's not always about you as a person. They can't avoid looking at themselves in the mirror when you're successful and confident. This makes them face their own deep-seated feelings of not being good enough. This inner struggle shows up as anger, resentment, and a strong desire to hurt you in any way possible. Fourth, those who are narcissistic will hate you because you won't give them anything. Narcissists need constant praise, attention, and approval from other people to keep their weak sense of self-worth alive. They can't get enough of this narcissistic supply, and they'll do anything to make sure they keep getting the emotional fuel that keeps their inflated sense of self-worth. Narcissists need other people for one main reason: to make them feel good about themselves. Narcissists see other people as tools that can give them the constant affirmation they need, whether it's through praise, attention, or unwavering support. They will see you as useless when you stop meeting this need, whether it's by withdrawing your love, refusing to put up with their manipulative behavior, or just setting your own limits. People feel betrayed when you stop giving them the mental support they need. You are only valuable to narcissists if you can give them a lot of everything they want. They think you've turned against them, or stopped backing their inflated sense of self-importance when you stop giving it to them. They see this cutoff of supply as an insult, and it makes them angry. When they feel betrayed, they may react by being mean, angry, and cruel. To make themselves feel powerful again, they might punish you by pulling away their love, telling lies about you, or even trying to hurt your image. The narcissist becomes angry because their carefully built sense of self-worth starts to fall apart without your emotional support. The narcissist doesn't see other people as equals, or as unique people with their own wants and needs. They are instead seen as empty sources of supply. If you don't take care of the narcissist's emotions, they will no longer need you. This is where the hate gets worse. You are no longer doing what they need you to do, so you are a problem that needs to be fixed. This could be because the narcissist wants to get back in charge, or as a punishment for not playing the part they gave you. There was an unsaid agreement between you and them, and now they see you as a threat that needs to be taken away. The fact that narcissists can't get what they want from you makes them angry, because they want to get the approval they need to keep their false sense of power. Thanks for coming along with me today, as I try to figure out why narcissists hate you so much. It's not really about you. It's about their fears, their weak ego, and their desperate need to be in charge. As you take back control of your life and mental health, it's important to understand these reasons. Remember that you are not to blame for how they act. The narcissist's hate comes from their own problems, not from how valuable you are. Thanks for watching this video. If it spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe to stay connected and see more videos like this. Your path to healing and self-awareness is important, and by having these talks, we can help each other get through the complicated world of selfish relationships. If you have any questions or want to share your thoughts, please leave a comment below.